Hi everyone, welcome to presentation for ECE 2004 Assessment 2. My question is, why is it important to incorporate play, work, and loose parts into the early childhood education settings? Firstly, I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands I'm joining you from, the Wurundjeri people, along with the traditional owners of the various lands on which you all join us from today. I pay my respects to their elders, both past and present. So, why is this question important to me? It is important because during the play work papa placement, I couldn't stop thinking of how I could bring those concepts of play work and loose parts play into the service. The most important lesson I learned from the play work experience was the importance of stepping back and letting children direct their own learning without any adult interruptions. And this doesn't happen often in the early childhood education settings. Children came up with hundreds of creative ideas while playing with loose parts at the play work pop up, and it was amazing to watch. I thought I must try this with the children I work with at my service. How does this relate to my emerging teaching practice? I believe that children are born ready to learn as capable learners. According to Malaguti, the image of child is described as the rich child born with 100 languages, the child as protagonist and citizen, the child of unknowable potentiality. By incorporating the concepts of play, work, and loose parts play into the service, I can support children to explore freely in the learning environment and express their ideas in multiple ways with their 100 languages. Children are more likely to direct their own learning once educators step back and stop interrupting children's play. Stepping back and watching children doesn't mean not doing anything as a teacher. The role of teacher here can be paying attention to what children are doing and really listening to children's voices during their play. Listening to children, really listening, opens up their world to us, allows us glimpse into how they may think, how they are interpreting what they see around them. What implications does my question have in relation to working with children? According to play workers and theories, play is a set of behaviors that are freely chosen, personally directed, and intrinsically motivated. Children's play shouldn't be directed by adults. When children direct their play by freely choosing what they want to play with and with their own motivation, they are more likely to engage in their learning and build a sense of ownership and creativity in their play. In my role as an educator in a kindergarten, I've often found myself placing significant emphasis on rules and boundaries when working with children. Interestingly, I've come to realize that the more I try to control over children's actions, the more challenging it became to maintain a sense of control. However, the concept of play work is giving children freedom. I believe that by incorporating principles of play work and introducing loose parts into our education service, children will thrive. Introducing an abundance of loose parts holds the potential to ignite children's curiosity and unleash their imagination and creativity. I'm genuinely eager to witness the loads of possibilities that may emerge as children engage with these unstructured materials within our educational environment. One notable advantage of loose parts is their innate capacity to combat boredom. Unlike plastic toys that have predefined purposes, loose parts offer children the freedom to experiment and invent their own unique ways of playing. How does this question tie to place? The integration of loose parts, particularly those sourced from nature, provides a valuable opportunity to connect children with indigenous perspectives. Involving children in the collection and use of these natural resources can serve as gateway to imparting knowledge about the traditional owners of the land, the significance of the elements found within it, and the rich history that resides on the land. This approach not only fosters an appreciation for the land's cultural heritage, but also deepens children's sense of connection and belonging to their environment. By engaging with natural materials in this manner, children can develop a profound and enduring attachment to the land they inhabit, reinforcing their sense of place and their identity within it. Furthermore, this educational approach aligns with principles of reconciliation and cultural respect, enriching children's understanding of indigenous cultures and their role as responsible stewards of the land. It's a powerful way to cultivate a sense of responsibility, empathy, and cultural awareness from an early age. How does this question relate to my image of the child? All children are born with curiosity about themselves, other people, and the world around them. And in this sense, they are born learners. This framework views young children as capable and full of potential, as persons with complex identities. Here are some images of the children. I believe children are capable and powerful with full of potential. I believe that when I respect children and involve them in decision making, they are more likely to be engaged in the program. As they get involved in curriculum making, they feel more confident and responsible for their learning. I will have discussions and brainstorm about what we can do with loose parts with children, and I will include their ideas into the program into the service. And lastly, how do I communicate my questions and thoughts to families? Here are some examples of how to communicate with families regarding this topic. I can create fact sheets or posters about benefits of play work and loose parts using multilingual approach. I can collaborate with bilingual families to help with translations, ensuring that all families can access the information. And on a daily basis, children's engagement and learning with play work and loose parts play can be communicated face to face. I can organize meetings or workshops with families regarding this topic, or I can provide families with practical tips on how they can incorporate play work and loose part play in their home environments as well. Here are my references, and thank you for listening.